So I've decided to talk about this word in particular because it's a topic that is constant throughout the day, throughout our lives, and everyone needs it. And my word is support. Hello, listeners. It's Christina Ward, and I'm here with my podcast. So, what makes this word so powerful and even so special is that it is individualized to each and every person around the world. It can be used in the form of an act. It can be used in the form of absence, and it could be used in a contemporary way through music, through art, through social media. It can be simplified, and it could be an extension to something much bigger. So, I've been traveling around for the past 3 years now. I'm almost 3 years. And I've traveled heavily around the Mediterranean. And dabbled in living in the Mediterranean and come back to UK and then back again. And I found that communication is so different in the sense of listening to the tone. And for me, who's only got the one language, English, what's helped me understand anyone else's language, because being in countries where people speak more than one language, or there's a friendship group, or in a profession you might have someone who's from one area in the world and someone's from another area in the world, and obviously the common denominator is we all can speak English. Doesn't matter how much English we can speak English. In a lot of other languages, the expressions are different. So the one word that I've found as well, which ties into what I've been explaining about the word support, is Mela. I'm laughing because I'm constantly hearing it all day. And I've tried to research, I've tried to Google, I've tried to dissect this word. And this is a phrase that means nothing. To speak to anyone who speaks Maltese, born and bred, that said, Christina, it means nothing. It's just the word we say. It's an expression. So just to think, when speaking in a different language or particular Maltese, they have words that are just fillers. So for me, my understanding of this word, to speak a sentence, you say Mela, and you can say it the beginning, the end, the middle, it doesn't matter. So I'm envisioning it in my mind that it's a comma. So I could be like, hello Mela, or Mela, pass me the cookies. And that's how they would say it. They would mix it in and out with the Maltese and with the English as well. It's just an expression. And it's like it's an unwritten rule that everyone knows what Mela means. And it's just an expression. So when I think about the word that I've chosen to speak about on this podcast, there's also different words in another community, in another country, that has the word that means everything but means nothing at the same time. And what I would say in English, the word Mela, it's a supporting expressionism, or their own version of a verbal comma, should I say, a verbal comma, just linking in, just flowing in with the sentence, and it never sounds forced when they speak it. It's so beautiful to hear. And this is another way of like thinking about language moving through, when I said at the beginning, the whole physical aspect, the tools that people use to support them getting through a job, and then going a little bit deeper into a little bit of the technology and the whole way we express and communicate through emojis, now to the whole knowing that there's languages out there that have words that can just support how they're feeling or link their sentences together, which doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because it's been on my mind to talk about this word to somebody or to let it be known there's a word out there that doesn't really have a definition but does have a definition. So if we think about the words in this format. Um, for example, myself, my family, we have our own language in the way we communicate. We're very jokey, a lot of banter, so to speak. And we're not always, as I like to put it, we don't always have the same 24 hours in a day. So I might be on my phone, I'm speaking to my younger brother, and we're constantly talking day and night. 3 o'clock in the morning, I could send him like a funny meme or funny giphy, is that how you say it? And he'll respond within like a half hour. I'm like, what are you doing up? He'll be at the gym. And I find, especially when you've been overwhelmed with the day or overwhelmed in the morning, you don't want to go to work. Speaking to my brother is that nice way of support in the morning. Get me through my day, have a little bit of a giggle before I travel to work. Pertaining to my other family members, it's a little bit harder to reach them because, as I said, not the same 24 hours in the day. And we would communicate in a different way, just send an emoji, a heart or a thumbs up. If you're a bit cheeky, I know my brother and my sister, they don't swear in front of my mum, but, well, one of them don't. The other one will send a middle finger, and then we're like, okay, we know he's okay now because he sent you a middle finger. And we just sitting and thinking, like, how we can support each other, especially if you know you've had a hard time or you haven't heard from them, and just checking in how you can use that whole element of emojis as well. It's a nice way to support your conversation or our context of language or how you communicate with one another. Like, for example, if I'm upset with my mum or upset in general, I can send the hearts or send her emoji, the love struck emoji or emoji with the hearts around its face. And if she counts, there's not 10 and there's only 6. She's like, there's something up with Christina. She knows. I'm like, how have we evolved in such a way where you can send an emoji and you can understand how someone's feeling? I find that absolutely amazing. And it's incredible because it's like, a lot of people would say, oh, language is lost because you're using acronyms or you're using emojis. I don't like to see it as it's lost. If we think about the past, we're no longer in the era of Shakespeare. And if I was to present that to my nieces and nephews now, they probably wouldn't understand what that means. But if I'm putting like a poo emoji, as they say, in front of them, they know that something's up, something's not wrong, or I don't approve of something. Or if I'm sending like a love heart, they know that I'm in favour of what they're doing or I love them and stuff like that. And just by sending those symbols, supports me keeping that connection and the relationship with my family members. So I've always found that very fascinating. When I look at it in the way of like communication on the phone and communicating to different people and how quick we can revert from using emojis to not using emojis. And now the new thing that I'm starting to kind of get used to, especially being someone in the profession that I'm in, when communicating to employers, like using your punctuation now. Like, I was so surprised to find that when I was speaking to certain members on my team, if I'm putting a full stop, they think I'm angry. I'm like, where's that stem from? I'm like, no, that's the punctuation mark. But in conjunction to what I'm saying, the whole element of using emojis has replaced punctuation. That's what I've found in my life and my realm of communication with the people from a professional route at the moment and family members as well. So I find that quite amazing how you can support how you communicate and how you're talking through the realm of emojis. Additionally to what I've mentioned regarding support, I do believe that where we're heading is down the virtual route using technology, which has already been a main core point in us communicating and supporting one another. I just feel like that would just develop and go further, and there'll be less influence of actual physical beings supporting one another in certain ways. Yeah, that's where I believe we can go in the future when it comes to supporting. Thank you for listening to my podcast.